Good afternoon, everyone. This is Woody Collins, and we are here to talk about Congo, another episode of Talking About Congo. And today's subject is someone told me, referred to Congo as a failed state. So my question is, why did they say it's a failed state? Had not heard that for a while. I don't think I've heard anybody really describe that. And it was a little kind of sudden to me, and I did not think about it until today. It happened on Monday. I was down at the travel clinic, and one of the nurses that teaches school had came in, and so she was asking me so she can look up what shots I needed or whatever the case may be. She asked me, "Where are you going?" And I says, "The Democratic Republic of the Congo." And she says, "Whoa." She says, "I usually talk about the Congo when I'm talking to some of my students, and that is what I refer to as a failed state. Uh, and and so you've actually been there, and so you know more about it than my textbook learning." And I thought, okay, but the conversation dropped the conversation and immediately started more talking about what I came there for was to get some vaccinations, to get the latest information about what was needed to go to the Congo and stuff like that. So as you know, I found out later that the vaccinations, yellow fever vaccinations, are not needed in the Congo anymore. So, but today, it for some reason it popped back in my mind, and I thought about what is a failed state, and I thought, people really don't talk about that. That's more of a academic term that people use, and there's a number of states that they refer to as Iraq, Afghanistan, different, Yemen, South Sudan, places like that is a failed state. And so I just had to look at it, and I said, well, let me look up the definition. So I Google it, and lo and behold, it says a failed state is a political body that has disintegrated to the point where basic conditions and responsibilities of a sovereign govern, government no longer properly functions properly. It also refers to a fragile state or state collapse. They cannot function properly. And then some of the characteristics, I thought, well, that doesn't tell me too much. But when you look at the characteristics of a failed state, it says loss of control of its territories or of the monopoly of a legitimate use of physical force therein. And I thought, that's kind of what's going on in Eastern Congo. Erosion of legitimate authority to make collective decisions, and the inability to provide public services, and the inability to interact with other states as a full member of the international community. Once I read some of those things, I thought, okay, maybe this is, if Congo is not a failed state, is very close to being a failed state. Definitely, it has some of those characteristics. Maybe not all of them, but it definitely has some of the characteristics where the Congo cannot adequately provide for its citizens, and it's definitely lost some control over part of its sovereign territory. Uh, and things like that. So, if you've been listening to me, we know that there's Thousands of people every day go without meals. There's on the approach of over 27 million people that will facing severe acute starvation in the next year. That was a couple weeks ago that the WFP, the World Food Program, and also the Food and Agriculture Organization to put those statistics out, and they estimated that over 27 million Congolese face that threat from acute hunger and starvation. And that's not only in the eastern area, but it's also in the south central Kasai regions where we work at. Also, we've had continual battles with the different rebel forces and militia forces over in the east. So that is another significant part of it. Uh, they cannot control it, and they haven't been able to control that area for quite a while because the militia and everybody comes in really want to come in and grab up all the mineral resources and sell those so that they can become more powerful and take up larger swaths of land and everything. So definitely, when you look at those two things, you think about what is going on in the Congo. Definitely has some. If it's not a failed state, and I say after looking at the definition, and after a lot of people had wrote opinions on it, Congo is by many people's uh, arguments, it is a failed state. But that still does not. I mean, I guess there's nothing new to me as to what's going on, but I guess it's just one of those situations is where now there's a new label that has been put on the Congo, and that I don't understand. You know, it doesn't qualify you any, disqualify you any. It is what it is, and it's going to continue to be that way until the government, which is at the central part of this whole thing, when the government can't control its land and when the government is not providing for the public resources necessary for its citizens, that is two definitely cases where they're saying that it is a failed state, and we see that's going on in the Congo now. So maybe she was right. I can't dispute her, but it was just kind of. It took me a day to think about it. It went over my head at the time, but now I see what is being said, and I have to kind of agree with her. Uh, so thank you so much for stopping by today, and just know if somebody say Congo is a failed state, uh, it is failing, if not already failed. But we will continue to support them, support the people, and support uh, the people in spite of the government not able being able to provide the necessary resources. So we will talk with you later. Take care, and we would talk with everybody later. Got a couple comments, and actually these comments, one from Kananga, from Vincent. And Vincent says, "Love you, Mr. Whitty." Okay, Vincent. I hope I see you there in Congo shortly. He works down in Kananga and one of our people. And then there's Pascal says, "Salut, comment ça va?" Hey, I'm doing well, uh, Pascal. It's good, and take care. Très bien, je suis très bien. Okay, we will talk with you later. Take care, my friends, and we will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock also.